SleepWalker Radio, and we're here with Kyeoshin. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, not too bad. Just chilling. We were talking earlier. It was like a nice day out, even in Philly, and where you're at too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And where you're calling in from Atlanta right now?
Yeah. Well, not in Atlanta, but in Georgia.
In Georgia?
Near Atlanta?
Right, like probably like 20 minutes away. Yeah, I lived in Atlanta for a while. I lived in okay, so if you listen to Outkast, everything that they brought up in song, I've lived there. like SWATs, the SWATs, like off Camilton Road, things like that. So I've definitely experienced the Atlanta side for sure. So, but I'm on the outskirts right now.
And where are you from?
Chicago, the South Side.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up there?
It was great. I was a kid growing up until I got to high school, really. So I didn't really experience anything that, people think you experience when you're there. But, certain stuff that you just suppress. It's not, it's not really a big deal when you live there. But it was nice. I love Chicago. I visit almost every year, but I didn't go in the last year because, the pandemic and stuff. It wasn't really a reason to go.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. I've been to Chicago once when I was a little kid because my uncle used to live there. Went to a baseball game.
That's fun. That's very Chicago of you.
They're lit. They're lit at the games.
Get you a hot dog.
Yeah, did. Cooked up Wizzy.
So at what point did you leave Chicago for Atlanta?
Before I got to high school, a year before high school.
True.
Yeah.
What for?
Family. Everybody moved from my whole family's from Chicago, or LA, or somewhere a little rough. So we kind of wanted to be somewhere that's easy to grow up, like more land, more space, better weather, because it's just crazy. The temperature is just ridiculous. The temperature, the snow every year is just tiring to live, but to visit is different, but to live there is just a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you start making music?
Okay, so I've been making music. Well, I made my first song when I was 6, and I've been writing since I was 8. Cool. So I started really taking it a little bit seriously, I guess, in 2017. But prior to that, I just made my SoundCloud essentially I was just playing, and I made a mixtape in 24 hours, and just to do it. And it was terrible for sure.
Right, what year was that?
Probably 2015 or 2014.
Cool.
You gotta start somewhere.
Really bad.
I mean, mixtape in 24 hours is pretty impressive, regardless of.
No, it wasn't.
And you also make visual art as well, right? You paint.
Yeah. My paintings are behind me, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we actually, I just shared the screen. I pulled up a few paintings that you had
okay.
on, Twitter and shit. But yeah, when did you start painting?
Let me think. 2013 or 2012.
Oh, so you were making music before you were painting?
I was painting before I was making music.
Word.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I started painting before I made music. I did a lot of stuff before I made music because I was avoiding making music because I didn't make my own beats, and it was very hard for me to find the actual songs I was attracted to.
That makes sense.
So yeah.
When did you, I guess, start, or not when, but what got you into painting?
Well, I think it's just like I've been drawing all my life too. So it's just that I just decided to become more disciplined with it. And I just want to just be better. That's always my motivation, is just to be better at whatever I'm doing. So in like 2015, I started just painting every day, like watching interviews from David Cho. He's my favorite artist. One of them, David Cho. He's I think he's one of the highest paid artists because he did a mural in the Facebook. He did a mural in the Facebook offices, and instead of getting a payment, he decided to get stock in Facebook.
Word.
Yeah, he's really tight.
That's tight.
And he got locked up a lot of times, and he would like punch himself in the face in jail to paint with his blood and stuff. Like he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. You should watch his documentary. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, just type in.
Link it in the description.
Yeah, I wasn't hip to him at all, so I definitely want to like get hip to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what really got me into it, just wanting to be better at whatever I was putting myself into. So I started doing art shows in like 2015, and yeah, and I just would stay up all night and paint. And yeah, that's how that happened.
What's the art scene in Atlanta like? Like, what's the show scene?
Okay, so I haven't been to a show in a while, but right now I could say that I know before it was really, really heavy. Like it was a lot of great artists showing in like 2016, 2017. But I've been out of the loop for a while. But I know like artists like Maya Bailey, he like always creating an avenue for artists to show their work. And he's also a tattoo artist, like City of Ink tattoo artist. But yeah, he owns like a whole block. So he usually has like art shows and stuff that people are attending now. But I haven't been to one in a while. I have to stop by. But
Sounds mad cool. Are they like between different buildings?
Well, he owns like, I think it's like 4 buildings that's like they're just all in a row.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, and he uses it for like just live performances. He has a tattoo shop. And I don't know, I'm not gonna like keep going. Oh, and then he has the art gallery too, because I don't want to say the wrong information.
Yeah. Would you, because you still like paint like regularly, right? What'd you say?
Yeah, I do. I paint regularly, but not like what you're showing right now is the hydroscapes I make. Those are what I'm painting a lot because it's like a high demand for them. Like I sell a lot of those. So I paint those like every day, every week. But yeah, like I want to paint more large scale stuff. Since my album is dropped already, I want to paint my larger scale stuff. Like the painting behind me is like 6 feet. So I like painting really big. Yeah, I really enjoy that. So I'm about to paint more on lives and stuff like that.
Word. So it sounds like you kind of have a nice balance between like making music and painting, and kind of like shifts depending
right.
on the type.
Yeah, I try to. It's hard though because like they're 2 different brains. So like my music brain is totally different from my art brain. So I have to like, I feel like I switch personalities when I'm painting versus when I'm making music. But like when I'm singing, I'm a whole different person from when I'm producing, from when I'm painting. It's just I have to do that because it's like it's different dynamics to it.
That's cool that all your art like is just shows like a different, I guess, side of you. You tap into a different part of like your brain or being when you make it.
Right.
So at what point did you start producing?
I started producing in 2019 in like October. Yeah, I started producing then. So from then on, I was just immediately when I started teaching myself how to produce, I just started making hydrotherapy.
Word. That's really cool. And you taught yourself like how to mix in the same time as well. That's awesome. What program do you use?
FL. I use FL and then I use Logic.
Cool.
Yeah, but Logic is like the same as GarageBand. So
Yeah.
I just recently switched to Logic just so I can learn it, just because, you know, it's more professional, but I like GarageBand, honestly.
Yeah, no, sometimes I feel like GarageBand, like Logic is just too complicated, and GarageBand can like accomplish the same thing way more.
Exactly, quicker. It's just like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm trying to just be more like open because I want to teach myself Ableton too, but that's a lot. Like, it's complicated, and I just want to get the idea out mostly because it really doesn't matter what you use.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've interviewed people who like started with some real crazy bootleg J.A.W.S.
Right, I know, I've seen it, and I'm like when you're looking at people's screen and it's just looking like, you know, it's crazy. I'm like, what are you using?
Yeah,
like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got hit to you in like 2019 because our friend Micaiah was like playing your shit heavy, and I fucked with how it was like really like ethereal and like different from just shit I heard before. But another thing that also stuck out to me was just like the names you had for like your songs were just like
Right.
like legit like A1. How do you have just like a notes where just
like
like a
Google
bunch of like
Doc,
different ideas for names and shit, or does it just like
No, it's spontaneous.
it's
Really?
spontaneous? That's
Like,
tough.
yeah, that's fire.
It's very spontaneous because like the way I used to drop songs is before I even wrote the song or knew what I was gonna say, I would just say I'm about to make a song called "I'm Not a Hater, I Suppress a Lot" or "Bankroll Fresh is the only nigga I trust and he's dead." Like, because that's just how I felt. So I would just be like, I'm about to make a song, or I'm about to write a book called, you know, just crazy. It was just really me tweeting. I used to tweet anything I thought. And then after I tweeted that, I was like, well, I gotta commit to it and make it a song for real. So then I'll just make the song after I made the title.
Cool.
Are you, do any of them like not make the cut after they're out? Are you like a poster and then deleter?
Let me think. Like, you talking about like the music, just
Yeah, or like you sleep and then you wake up and you don't like the title anymore.
no, it stays. It stays.
Word.
Word. But yeah, something I also noticed just going through your stuff, and I think you kind of touched on it already a little bit. There's like the music you were making, at least at first, was kind of like either like a cover or you would get someone else doing the production or whatever. What made you want to kind of switch to making your own sound? Because I feel like the music you're putting out now is like pretty different from your stuff, your like older stuff.
Okay, most of it was necessity, really, and because it's like it's only so much you can do on YouTube, like digging for different, you know, instrumentals and stuff. After a while, I hit a wall, and I was just like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna wait until I find somebody to do it for me, or I'm gonna just do it myself. So I was just like, I'm gonna have to do it myself. And I've always wanted to produce, but I really didn't have, like, for a while I didn't have to, because I kept finding stuff that I can write to and practice and stuff like that. But after a while, it's just like, I know what I want to sound like. So I just, you know, started producing exactly how I want to sound based off my influences and things like that.
Word. That will tie into just my next question, which is on hydrotherapy. Since you released this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm excited about that, for real.
It was really dope.
So you said when you started producing, you started making beats or just like working towards this album, right?
Right, because what happened was I had a placement with Gangster Doodles. I had that, and so I started teaching myself in October. That's like, it was October 18th. That's the exact date I started, and I had to produce an entire song by like January, you know, and I had to do that. And then it's crazy because it was like picked up from a label, and the rules really are you can't use samples and stuff. Like, you can't use any samples. So I was just like, wow, you know, I have to really start from scratch. And I had no plugins. I had no drum kits, no plugins, no samples, nothing. So I just used everything from like the collaboration I did with him was stock on FL. So I just used everything stock and just tweaked it so it could sound different and won't sound that bad, you know? And that's the song Swim, the first song called Swim. Yeah, so I just really just had to, you know, like it was just like I was just pushed off the ledge into the water, really. And then I had to figure out just how to make it work. And then I had to mix it. Like I mix and master that too. I had to do everything myself with that one for sure. Well, I do everything myself.
That's mad impressive.
Thank you.
Definitely. What made you want to drop it like now? Was it just like you just had like were able to finish it then and there, or did you hold on to it for a little bit?
It was really just, you know, God orchestrated. Like basically it was just perfect timing. You know, it was just like I always thought I was done. I used to constantly tell people like, I'm about to drop this week. And then I didn't, you know, just because I found it's something else that I needed to do to really tie it in together. So I released it on the lunar eclipse on November 19th to kind of close out the whole cycle of learning how to produce and like getting the dream, like, cause it's like releasing my first album is that's a lifetime dream, you know, that was a lifetime dream. So I closed it out on lunar full moon, because on the full moons you're supposed to close out all your, you know, your goals and stuff like that. So that's how I decided to really just close out the year for myself. And you know, I couldn't wait any longer, because then, you know, for me, aesthetic wise, like this is a cold album to me. It's like a cold album. So it's like I couldn't wait until it got warmer to drop it, because then it wouldn't make no sense. And I have another album I'm gonna drop in the warmer time, and then it just wouldn't make sense for me to keep it on, like going on forever. You know?
So I was gonna ask if you like were working on other things while working on this album. You just kind of answered that, but like, do you just make songs for fun and then like compile them into albums, or like is every song created with the purpose of?
Yeah, it's purpose now. Like before it was more like when I'm doing random stuff, like I have another song I'm gonna drop that's from another Bad No Good beat that I just found, you know, on my computer. But that type of stuff is for fun. But when I'm producing and stuff, I pretty much take it really seriously, because I don't want it to come out. It's just a lot of pressure when you just are learning and then you have an audience already. And
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine.
like you have to be good, because then if you come out from being silent for like 2 years, then they'll be like, what was you doing? Like, you know, I would be like, what I'm doing. Like I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
The internet is a critical group of people.
Oh, right. And I am too, because I'm a Virgo. So I have to like be on fire. I can't take it. I do it to myself.
So like, how long does it take you to make a song on average? I mean, you said that you're like kind of constantly like tweaking everything, but like the majority, the bulk of it minus the tweak.
Let me think. It's hard to say. I'll say it could like a month of just doing like tweaking it, but I work on like multiple songs at once though. Like I'll work on like 3 at a time. And then if I'm working on all 3 in a month, I'll be done with at least 1 or 2 of them, you know.
Right.
But then I'm never done. That's the sad part. But that's like the thing about painting too. I have to learn when to stop, because it's only so much you can do. Because it's stuff I want to do with the album, and it's just like, you need to stop. It's done, you know? It's hard to realize when you're done, because it's always...
Yeah, at a certain point, it's like, because you've heard it so many times, you like hear all the little things, but somebody else like
might
be able to tell.
That's the exact dilemma every time, is just like realizing like, okay, the only reason you realize that noise is there is because you've been paying attention to that noise, you know?
You like built the whole shit.
Exactly. I know everything that's wrong with everything. So of course I'm gonna have this critique, and I've had to train myself to like relax when I'm listening to my music, because being that I'm mixing and mastering it, like my brain is always on engineer mode, trying to see what's wrong, like listening for error.
Mm-hmm.
Like I gotta learn how to enjoy it. And I can say I'm enjoying listening to Hydrotherapy every time I get in the car and listen to it. And I'm not upset, like I don't have anything to say. My engineer brain is not really saying much, thank God.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is it's a really good project. You can play it like a bunch of times and it all like ties together. Like I remember I was listening to it and it like repeated and like I didn't even like notice that first. I was like, damn, I thought this was like the same. Like,
thank you. I love that too. I've noticed that too. How I made it flow into each other like a bit of a story or something like that. Because my favorite album is the Velvet Rope album with Janet Jackson. And so that was my standard, which is an impossible standard. So hopefully hopefully I'll be able to you know, recreate something in that caliber one day. But that was my standard and I was just like, okay, I gotta make it tie into each other. But the next album, hopefully I can make it blend even more better, you know, more better with more songs.
Do you have any favorite tracks off of this?
Okay, so I would say Jaws. I really enjoy Jaws. And I like all of them really, I'm not gonna lie, but I really like Jaws because that was more like a spontaneous thing. I just was like, oh, I need a song called Jaws on Hydrotherapy, like, you know?
Yeah.
Because it made sense. Like,
it does.
Why wouldn't I have that? Because I like to be dark, because that's just my nature, to be a little dark. And I like talking about like being a shark and what a shark would say if a shark was trying to like eat you. Because it will sound like, because it kind of sounds like sensual in a way, you know, because I try to tie it in and make it sound like, you know, something very sensual and something like, you know, like intimacy or something, but it's about killing people, you know. Like, and I just want to make it sound like, you know, the song Hey Ya is really about like terrible shit, and then you don't listen, when you listen to it, you don't think it until you really pay attention to it.
Yeah, like shit.
Yeah.
One more just like recording question. Do you stand up or sit down to record?
I sit down. This is my studio being right now.
Oh,
so I sit right here, yeah. I sit right here and have my mic sitting right beside me. And yeah, I usually sit down because I'm more relaxed. Yeah, I would lay down. I want to see what that does. I'm lay down on the floor.
Word, yeah, no, we try to ask that to everybody. It's interesting. A lot of people like sit down. That's like the norm, bro.
Right, but that's why it's a downfall to sit down because your diaphragm isn't fully expanded. So like, but if you're like really singing from like your stomach like all the time, like I don't really use my full range because my music doesn't really call for that because it's more ambient and melodic. So I don't use my full range, but I can. But it's like I haven't made a song where I could. So that probably will be where I stand up because you can't like actually sing sitting down. You can, but like not really.
Did you design the album cover for this?
No, his name is Housey. I'm gonna give him full credit, but he designed it. Well, he made it and I told him what to do step by step, but he made it come to life because at the time I didn't know how to use Photoshop. And he did the Devil Made Me Do It EP design too.
Got you.
Yeah, I had to double back and actually request to have real artwork for that because I couldn't just sleep on that one.
No, it's smart. It was smart to like put all those songs together and like put them like out as one thing for sure.
Have you ever dabbled in graphic design?
Yeah, so the track listing for Hydrotherapy I did. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do my next album cover myself and see how that works.
Nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that one was like really finely done by hand or
yeah, it was just really just me. That was like a practice, you know, just learning how to do it, basically the track list part. Yeah, I just did it by wait, you're talking about For what? The hydrotherapy one?
Yeah, can we pull it up here? Is that no?
Because The Devil Made Me Do It track list is my handwriting. That's the track list.
Word.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So yeah, I was thankful for him to help me with that because I didn't know, I had a cover before made and it just wasn't what I wanted. So when he made that, it really helped me make the album because I'm a visual person, so I like to look at pictures and then make something based off a picture or like a feeling or set up the world that this album is in. So I set up the world that Hydrotherapy was in the world that I am in currently. I'm in, like, I guess Atlantis is what you could say. And I'll be there for, like, it's a real tour, but like I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I'll probably like 2 albums where, so far I have 2 albums planned that I'm gonna be still in the same environment.
Word.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What program did you use to do this?
To do what?
The track list.
Well, for me, I use Photoshop. I use Adobe Photoshop, and he used the same thing.
When did you start making clothes?
I don't know if I would consider making clothes other than like just, getting merch printed.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Do you design the merch and stuff?
Well, I designed the direction of it, but at the same time, it was the graphic designer who actually, did the handwork.
Gotcha.
But I told him exactly like what I wanted, and then he did that for me. But the only thing I did create that I have to expand on is the Everybody Ugly hoodies, which I don't think they're anywhere on the internet anymore. I think I hid it, but it's hoodies that say Everybody Ugly, and I hand painted them, and I was shipping them off to people. Yeah, it was terrible.
Did you ever like do commission artwork? Because if you have like a perfectionist brain, I could imagine like that could get a little tedious.
Yeah, I don't take too many commissions, but I do, depending on, what it sounds like, because some people be asking for crazy stuff. And I'm like, that sounds hard. I can't do that, or it just doesn't make sense, or I can't really grasp the idea. But usually I execute it every time, like when people do ask me for commissions. But yeah, it is hard doing commissions because, people like they email you and text, like, ask you like, where are you at in your progress? Let me see pictures.
Oh, that's annoying.
The picture is ass. Like the picture be terrible, like it's always bad in the beginning when you're painting. The picture is terrible in the beginning and it's scary. And then when you finish it, it's like, oh, okay. I'm panicking the whole time until it's done.
Especially if they're pressing you, they should just.
Yeah, but it's understandable. Like it's not really pressing because usually people who get commissions from me, they're really cool. I've been happy about that, but it's just, curiosity, wondering what's going on, but it's still stressful either way. Like, yeah, it's terrible. But it's worth it though. You showed actually a commission that I did. It was the Star Wars commission.
Oh,
with the on top. That was a commission. Yeah.
Cool. No, it's tough. The Hydroscapes are really tough too. I know we showed it earlier, but
yeah, I have some over here actually. Because I was working on some. This is one of the new ones. I like this one a lot. But I don't know if you can see. Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to expand it. Wait, I'm just going to stop sharing for a second.
Okay. It's this one. It's so much glare. But yeah, it's supposed to be like the weather.
Oh, shit.
That's really, really tight. Oh, yeah. Like, word.
Yeah. And I have.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wait, so you put real CDs? Word, I didn't know that. You put real CDs in them.
Yeah, they're real CDs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then it's raised, like the painting is raised, like the waves on it is raised. But
and you just do that with like a thicker layer of paint?
No, I use resin for that. So it's
oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's like it's really, really shiny and hard. Like
So you like just set the CD in and then like cover it with different layers.
Right.
That's awesome.
Thank you. It's fun. I like literally spent a lot of time figuring out what I wanted to do for merch. And I used to write down like all the different ideas, and that was one of the ones I really wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I just made it up. And I'm thankful for it because this is like, you know, people like it and I like it.
Yeah.
Who was like your favorite artist in 9th grade?
Oh, in 9th grade, let me think. Oh my gosh, that was a good question.
Mhm.
Okay, so 9th grade, let me think about that. Let me go back. I'm going that way. Oh yeah, 9th grade, I liked My Chemical Romance.
Word. So
Yeah, I like My Chemical Romance and My now.
I fuck with My Chemical Romance. I definitely went through a phase where I was like,
I think Jack White was really my favorite, like the White Stripes. I think that's the number one though. The White Stripes for sure. That's still my number one. Like I would die to see them perform again, but it's never gonna happen.
you saw him live though?
No, I would love to,
Oh.
but I don't think it'll ever happen.
Got you.
Mhm.
Wait, did they like break up or something?
Yeah,
Um,
they don't perform anymore.
got
A reunion tour one day.
Please, that would be great. Like, oh my God, I'm thinking about all the songs right now in my head that I want to see.
So you were into more like, I guess like alternative punk music growing up.
Yeah, that's like really it. That's really it excites me still, but because it's like a present, like because I forget the song sometimes and then I go back and I just enjoy myself every time. Yeah, so much fun.
Do you still listen to like punk bands like now, like that, like new ones that come out and shit?
No, not new ones, but Primus. I love that band. Too Many Puppies is a really great song. If you want to listen to that one's crazy. But yeah, I don't know any new people anymore. I used to listen to the Chariot. The Chariot was cool. Like people who be screaming and stuff. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
Do you ever
Cathartic.
fuck with System of a Down?
Yeah, I love them
Or,
for sure.
I love System of a Down. My dad was like a huge fan. So when I was like like a baby, he would just be like playing their shit all the time. And I just like knew all the words, like just like printed into my head type shit.
You blessed. That's a blessing right there.
I was.
That's rare. That's really rare to like be a baby, you know, and System of a Down.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. I grew up on like Aerosmith and like that's what was being played around me. It's like Aerosmith and Bon Jovi and stuff like that.
So, who are you listening to like nowadays?
Let me see. Chief Keef, duh. That's all I listen to. That's all I listen to. I don't know why. Well, it's because I go to the gym every day, so that's really the music I listen to. But even if I wasn't, it's just like it's just so good. Like it's something about it. It's very artistic to me. Chief Keef's music.
Yeah,
So much of it.
He's incredibly creative.
What's your favorite like Sosa era?
Back from the Dead 2 and 3. What's the other one? The one with Nice is on. I forgot what that's called. But it's just like the one when he count money. Which one is that?
Yeah, I know the album cover.
Yeah, we know what we talking about. So.
Yeah.
Now, I like all the eras because 2020 Sosa is crazy. Like people sleep on him and not know that he's still going crazy.
On YouTube, just dropping endless videos.
A million videos.
Yeah, I want to be like him when I grow up for real. Like making videos by the fireplace with my friends, naked.
Really?
I want to do that.
Having so much fun.
Yeah.
It's
my fave. I really like James Blake too. I want to be him too.
I'm not too hip to James Blake, but I feel like he's a really respected like person.
Mm-hmm. Very, because he's doing stuff that no one's ever did. Like when he first came out, he was doing stuff that just didn't even like. I don't even understand how he even thought of it. Well, yeah, I do because I watched the interview on how he figured it out. So, but it still doesn't make no sense.
What's a good movie you've seen in the last 2 weeks?
Let me think. Oh, Uncut Gems. I watch that every night. For some reason, I watch Uncut Gems. That's like my comfort movie.
I still haven't seen it. It's pretty good.
I watch that to relax, and that's supposed to be the most stressful thing in the world.
That's some new shit.
Yeah, I like that. Harder They Fall is good. I love that movie.
I just saw that recently. I saw it in theaters because I
What?
happened to be in LA when they were doing like an early like release of it before it went on Netflix.
That's fun.
It was cool, yeah. No, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it reminded me of Red Dead Redemption, but black
Yeah.
people. And I was just like, wow, now they got to do an update on Red Dead so we can have more characters to switch between.
Like,
That would be crazy. They need to do that. I've been waiting to say that for so long to somebody.
Red Dead 2.
Yes,
Did
please.
they do Red Dead 2?
they did.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's
like
the current
That's like the
Word.
big one.
Red Dead 3.
one. hmm
Mhm.
I don't know why I like that game. I know why, but it's just like, it's kind of monotonous a little bit. But it's still good.
Mhm.
Just riding around on a horse the whole entire time. Like, mhm.
Are you into video games?
Yeah, I love video games. I want to get on Twitch too to play, but I play a lot of old games. Like I just recently bought Tony Hawk Underground 2, and I'm so excited.
For what system?
PlayStation 2.
Word. Shout out.
Yeah, all my stuff still works. Like I'm so lucky. Like all my stuff still works, and I play like that. I want to play Tomb Raider. I bought a copy of Tomb Raider, like the first and second one, but the disc didn't work when I played it.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
I know it sucks because it had to be imported and all that. I waited for a long time. Just like,
What are like your top 3 P2 games?
okay, so it's gonna be Bully, Red Dead Redemption. I mean, well, Brain Hack. Okay, so no, it's gonna be Bully. It's gonna be Tony Hawk Underground 2, Spyro,
Word.
Ripto's Rage. Let me think. It's another one. Oh yeah, San Andreas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are really good. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that was like the main video game diet I was on for a long time. Just
Yeah.
all of it.
You kind of don't need any more than that.
Yeah.
That's it. That what else? I mean, what's,
San Andreas, you could like spend an entire lifetime playing that.
oh, I need to plug that in today because it's like it's just so much stuff. I still haven't beat it. Like I get stuck on the part where I'm in the forest. Like it's right before you go to Las Vegas, and I'm in the forest trying to do a mission, and the mission is so dumb. I don't know how I got past the one with the boxes. Remember how you had to throw the boxes off the train?
Yeah, that's like the hardest one type shit.
Yeah, it sucks. And I didn't have no memory card. You know how you don't have a memory card.
Yeah.
And so
For the whole GTA story.
put out a memory card. That's what I was doing. I was doing it because you had one memory card that was for something else and it was full, and you just like, wow, gotta just crank this out with no memory card.
Cool. Well, to bring it back to some music shit. On the scripture on my screen again. How did you start working with ICYTWAT?
Yeah, it just happened by me searching for YouTube videos to sing on. So I just found a instrumental that I liked, and then I wrote to it and sang it without no mic. I sang it into it was Hopelessly Romantic and Evil, but that's not what the beat was called. The beat was called Some Cut, and I named it Hopelessly Romantic and Evil. And then I sang it into the computer with no mic, and then people liked it, and I was just like, but at the time I didn't even care because I didn't even have any like quality rules to myself, so I just was doing stuff. But that song is terrible, and people still want me to post it, but I'm not.
That's funny. I kind of fucked with it.
Yeah, it was cool for a minute, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny that you kind of have grown out of it.
Yeah, because you realize how like it's not right, it's just not right. So that's what happened. But yeah, that's how that happened. And then went on to do other songs with him.
Listen, are you like independent, or would you consider signing to a label ever?
Okay, well, I'm independent, but I have my own label, Oshin Records.
Facts.
Yeah, that's what's
That's
gonna
it.
be.
Good way to do it.
So I just have to figure it out. Like, I'm figuring out the logistics to like how to actually have a label for real. And I want to launch it officially pretty soon. So yeah, Oshin Records is what it is. And I don't know, it doesn't look like I'm interested in being signed because of the situations that we want. No one's getting paid.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it doesn't make any sense to do it. Like the jig is really up for sure.
For sure.
The jig is up. So,
Yeah,
Some people still get fooled.
Right. Unfortunately, but I
Yeah.
think your route is like a really good one. Just starting your own shit and just like.
yeah, and it's harder, of course, because like then you don't have the machine behind you making people see what you're doing or things like that. But I try to connect with everybody. Like the people who listen to my music, they have a connection with me, you know, like some type of connection. And so that's really what I feel like it's gonna be the strongest thing. Because instead of just being like this, you know, thing, you know, you're a product when you're signed, and then people end up not talking to their fans anymore, and just, you know, it's probably because they're depressed.
Yeah,
Right.
They're not,
Exactly.
that's probably what's going on.
Exactly.
They lose they focus because it's like, why am I even doing this anymore? You know, because you figure it out. It's
to make
dang.
art, like
Yeah. And then you can't even release half the stuff that you want to because the label is telling you no, you know. You gotta get stuff cleared. But J.A.W.S said, I don't have to do none of that. And so did Madlib. They don't have to do none of that. They ain't got nothing cleared.
Right. I feel like water and like the ocean is involved in a lot of just your music and your overall just like person that you like put out. Is there like any like meat or like reason for that particular reason?
Well, it's crazy because like life really shows you like how everything was supposed to be the way it is, like how it connects. Everything connects if you really like. There's probably a connection between you guys doing a radio podcast like somewhere in your childhood. And I realized that in my childhood, the first thing I learned how to do that was difficult was learn how to swim. And I was in first grade, and they threw me in the 8 feet, and it was just like, wow, you know. Yeah, they threw me in the 8 feet to learn, like, you know. And that was what happened. And I really love to swim. I swim all the time in the ocean. And it's just like, it wasn't on purpose that Kyeoshin. That wasn't on purpose at all. Like, you know, because it sounds like Frank Ocean, but Kyeoshin is from Dragon Ball Z. It's Supreme Kai, but in Japanese. So that's where that came from. But it just ends up being Kyeoshin, you know what I mean? So it just ties, like everything just makes so much sense. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, the ocean thing just makes sense. And I got the idea of hydrotherapy just because I gave somebody a bottle of water and they found me. Like they found it so important to find me and say, thank you for bringing me water. And I was like, wow, that's my purpose right there. To just bring the water, bring the waves, bring clarity. Yeah.
Cool. What's your favorite ocean creature?
My favorite ocean?
Ocean like creature.
Oh, creature. Okay, let's think. The orca. I have a tattoo of an orca on my shoulder.
Word.
Yeah, orca. Did you know sharks are not, like orcas are way worse than sharks. Like sharks be chilling. They don't even want to eat you. They do it on an accident. No, sharks usually eat people on an accident or bite people on an accident. They don't really want to do that, you know?
Yeah.
But orcas do it on purpose. They want to kill you for sure. And for fun. They don't even want to eat you. They want to play with your body.
That's crazy.
They're weird. And they're really, really smart. And so are dolphins. And they're weird too. Like they're really smart. So I like orcas, dolphins. Octopus are cool. Yeah, octopus are really cool. But I'm trying to think, is it another one that's cool? don't know. All of them are different, especially when you get lower into the sea level. It starts getting crazy. They get lights and stuff, and yeah, it's cool. They're aliens. Like I really love the ocean.
Well, I was just about to ask.
Yeah,
That was my follow-up. Yeah, that's where the aliens are.
that's where they're located, and we're looking up at the sky for the aliens, and they're really below us the whole time. And that's what is crazy, because everything in the world is kind of opposite of what you really think it is, because people are like looking for something and it's the total opposite every time.
Right.
Because you would never think that the aliens are down there.
But that's literally where they are and where they've been like this whole time.
There's probably people just like us in the ocean, like people that just doing their thing, going grocery shopping, everything.
Yeah,
Like
there's no idea that there's anything else.
Amazon deliver down there, but literally probably Amazon probably do got a facility down there. You never know.
Yeah.
Aquatic Amazon.
Right.
What is 5D drill? I saw you labeled one of like your songs.
5D drill. So that's from the song Cycles. So like 5D is basically like being able to see everything at the same time, like seeing what for what it is, like on a spiritual level, basically. It's like instead of seeing 3D, which is 3D is what we do every day. Like, you go see your job, that's very 3D of you, doing all that. But like 5D is when you take it a step further and really see through like how I just told you, like everything you think it is, it's the opposite. It's like 5D is basically like your shroom trip without being on shrooms. It's like when you see the grid of the world with, because there's a grid, and it's like patterns and stuff and synchronicities. And once you start noticing that, you're like in the 5D realm. And like 5D drill was made, like I dropped that song during the pandemic, during the height of like stuff happening.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, well, we need a drill song that's like inverted, which is going to be like, instead of talking about death and killing people, we're going to talk about like just thriving and, your affirmations, being true to yourself, loving yourself, believing what you see and stop questioning yourself about your, your intuition and stuff like that. That's basically what that song's about. And it's like a drill song for a higher consciousness is what that is.
Facts. That's tough.
Yeah.
Is there anyone out there that you want to like collaborate with that we haven't like talked about already?
It's a makeup artist. Her name is Rashida Flowers. No, not Rashida. Raja Flowers. Raja Flowers. I will work with James Blake. I want to work with Musiq Soulchild because he's okay. So have you listened to Musiq Soulchild?
I've definitely heard the name before.
He sounds just like Frank Ocean, but he brings it to a different level because he vocally does more because he's he's like older, like he's the blueprint. So like when you listen to him, you'll hear where I feel like Frank Ocean is getting his inspiration from Musiq Soulchild. For sure. So like listen to some of his songs and don't listen to like the ones that's on the radio, but like I'll link you to some songs after we finish.
Right, yeah.
But okay, so it will be him. Who else? I said this before, but I keep forgetting. Oh, Saw Baby will be cool. I think he's cool. Because he has like the oceanic theme, you can bring him back there. And Gunna is cool because he has the the drip theme. That'll be a cool collaboration.
Are you hip to CartierGod?
Nope. Who is that?
He's like
the inventor of Ocean Gang.
Yeah, he's like an internet musician. He invented drip. That's
the term.
He did it. Oh, okay, that's tight. I never knew that.
Yeah, he makes some really interesting, like the way that he like mixes all of his tracks is really, really cool and like different.
Yeah, he's from Georgia too, I think.
Right? Okay, you have to link me to that so I can see.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because you all probably, of course, you all know a lot of different artists I've never heard of, I'm sure. Like, I'm a little out the loop. Who is your favorite artist no one ever heard of? Not me interviewing y'all, but.
Who am I? You know Bear One Boss?
Yeah, he's cool.
I fuck with Bear One Boss.
And the producer is cool too. like his content.
Popstar Benny.
Popstar Benny. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah. Definitely fuck with this. It's a good duo. 450 and Shawny Binladen. They're from New York, Queens. They're like doing like drill shit, but it's like a new spin. It's like if you know like the DMV flow or whatever. That was
Right.
if niggas like took the DMV flow and started rapping on like drill.
Oh, okay. So it's really layered with different stuff.
Yeah, or like the new wave drill beats type shit, and it's
Okay.
sample heavy.
Okay.
Fuck with them. Damn.
I just don't know who knows what. Like,
Well, I don't know anything, so you could tell me anything. Like, so just say anything, because I'm not gonna know. I just started listening to Frank Ocean like last night. I just discovered what's his name, Tyler Fader, in 2020.
I've been listening to like funk fusion, like Paul Hardcastle and like Yusuf Kamal, and that stuff's pretty cool.
Right.
They're both British. They make like, I don't know, they kind of make everything from like elevator music to like drum and bass sounding, but like acoustic drum and bass sounding music. It's cool.
Okay. So now everybody who listens gets something to look forward to. Like, you know, when you listen to somebody's podcast to learn something.
Yeah, no.
I have some homework, right?
I didn't know those people you just mentioned, so
I don't either. I can't wait to figure it out.
look them up too.
And the Bin Laden from the Bronx.
From Queens.
Oh,
Queens.
Bin Laden from Queens.
What's the Hydro Club?
Oh, that's a secret society.
Oh, word.
We can't talk about Hydro Club.
Got you.
Understood.
Understood.
You into conspiracy theories?
Yes.
What's something that you like are really into right now, conspiracy theory related?
I don't know. We have to wait for them to unfold. But the one thing
Yeah.
I do like is the one about Denver Airport. That one's crazy.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on over there?
It's the same shit as the under the ocean stuff. It's just like,
I saw like a YouTube documentary on it like a month ago about this dude who like went around like asking people about it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, there's some shit going on there. There's for a fact like Freemason ties to it, and like the Freemasons funded its whole building and shit. And like I don't know, I feel like things that are tied like heavily to the Freemasons always have some secret like meaning and purpose for it.
That's
Regardless of what it is.
because the fact that it's the biggest airport and it's the smallest airport at the same time, like
nobody goes there. And no, you can't even get into the tunnels if you wanted to.
That's crazy. And then they had that mural that they took down right before the pandemic, so they could just delete the recipe for what they was finna, like. Cause do you know about the mural that was up? You know about that?
Yeah, the mural.
Yeah, the mural it was like dead people in the airport, and it was like people with gas masks on, and I'm like,
oh shit.
And
it was. I don't know. It seemed like they were predicting that we was gonna be in mask and something in the air was gonna kill everybody. And then afterwards, it was like two murals. It was like one about the destruction, and then the other one was the utopia after everybody dies.
Damn, that's fucking.
Yeah, it was crazy, and there's Nazis on it. It's just like, how did y'all have Nazis at the airport?
Yeah,
literally.
And why would I'm glad I've never had to go. Well, I kind of wanted to go there now that and then the horse.
The horse.
The white horse. And then the artist who made the horse died making it.
Damn. Yeah, that's how you know.
It is cursed.
That's how you know. That should be our new podcast. That's how you know. And then that's what it's called. And then you just talk about stuff and leave it open. And it's like, that's how you know. And then that's some crazy stuff going on for real.
Some crazy shit happening.
Yeah. What's your favorite one? What y'all be thinking about?
Oh no, I've been looking into the moon landing a lot recently.
Oh, yeah, that is crazy. Cause wasn't the wind blowing?
Yeah, and it's like they were live streaming it from the
on,
moon.
on
They
Twitch.
were filming, and everyone was just watching it on their TV, and they were on the moon.
Right.
Like
Taking phone calls.
you can't even get Wi-Fi at like some subway stops.
They didn't even have Wi-Fi then, so I'm like, how was they doing it?
Yeah,
Right. Actually, yeah, live streaming.
yeah.
But you know how everything is like a few years, not a few, it's kind of like 10 to 15 years ahead, and we get the scraps, like, you know,
Yeah, like
they don't give us the technology.
yeah. That's like what GPSs were.
Yeah,
What you mean?
Like the government had GPSs
Oh, yeah.
like way before any regular person.
Right.
Mm.
That's true. That's great. Apparently, GPS was made by a Black woman, but you know how the internet be saying stuff. I probably found out on Baller Alert and believe it and be like, oh, okay. Send it to all my friends. Now we all believe it.
That's a good thing to believe. I believe
it.
Conspiracy theories I've been fucking with recently. I mean, it's not really conspiracy theories, but it's just like the pyramids and like ancient like African civilization specifically, and just how they were. I personally think that like 50, like not even 50, like 10,000 years ago, we were like 10 times more advanced than we are right now.
Yeah, we lost the mission.
Whole other, like completely other shit, like astral projecting like across like the world through like the pyramid systems that are set up in all the different, like every single country on this planet has like pyramids set up, and like
Right.
they give off a certain like magnetic field, so like that's how niggas was like communicating, maybe even traveling. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So did you figure out why the 10th largest pyramid is in Memphis?
Yeah, I read
And it's a Bass Pro Shop. I went there this year and I saw it in person, and it's massive. And it's a Bass Pro Shop.
It's a Bass Pro Shop?
Yeah, that's all it is. And it's the 10th largest pyramid
on the screen.
That's crazy.
in the world. And I'm like, what kind of energy they want up in Memphis?
Yeah.
And then the people who killed Young Dolph had on guess what? A Bass Pro Shop hat.
True. Damn.
So that just makes you think, like, what is all of this? You know?
Damn.
It's crazy. Stuff is just weird. I don't know. That don't have to relate, but it does, because it's like, why? Why was that the calling card? Because you know how you have that, it's like hidden in plain sight with conspiracy theories. Like they have to show you their hand, and then they have to do, you know, that's the only way the rituals can work, is they have to show you what they're gonna do. So they have to give you like hints. Like, do you remember? You probably don't, but like during the pandemic, Ellen DeGeneres did a tarot card reading, but she used like solitaire cards, like regular cards.
Oh no.
Yeah, like she just randomly was like, here, I'm gonna do a magic trick. And then she just showed cards. And it was just like, girl, don't you know we know what those are and what they say? Like, you know, people can interpret that. Yeah. And people was interpreting what it was saying, because it was just off the wall and random. And at the time, she was literally like, her ears was falling off, nose falling off. So it was just like, why are you so unhinged showing us these cards? You know, for no reason.
Right.
Why am I talking about this?
Conspiracy.
Because everything's, they tell you everything.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. They show you. So with the Bass Pro Shop, what if that was like a little calling card for something? I don't know. Because you gotta think about everything. Because everything is a movie at this point. Like we done seen the movie before too.
Right. It's like movie number. It's like the Fast and Furious franchise.
Exactly. Or Land Before Time. But that's what I'm saying.
Because they don't even, there's no point in like maintaining the like facade that everything is like working normally. Shit, like.
But we have to maintain the facade, because if we don't, I think people are gonna like commit suicide if they find out too much. Like the facade has to be up, because if it's not, like it's gonna be terrible. Like, so we're lucky that we don't know everything at once, because if we did, we wouldn't even be able to handle it. Because it's like the stuff that they're lying about is very, very deep. Like, you know, like if you find like a little loopholes that this doesn't make sense, it would just be detrimental for us to know what it really was.
Mhm.
Like, because if you start looking at 9/11, if everybody believed that it was a setup, then that would cause, then no one would trust the government. Then at that point, you know, it would be too much. Like, I think it
And then
needs
you
to be a
totally-
balance. Yeah, it needs to be a balance of people who still believe the facade. Like, it has to. We need those people, because if we don't, everybody's gonna be crazy. We don't need a lot of people like us in the world. We don't. Thank God for us, but we don't need a lot of us.
Be the NPCs.
That's true. Oh,
That would be too much. Everybody walking around going, "Did you hear about the? Did you see
Yeah,
that
that
little
shit is
tiny
on
thing?
Facebook."
Zoom in on that. Zoom in and see what it's saying." We don't need that.
yeah.
It's a really good
That's
point.
funny shit. You talked about this, you mentioned this earlier, but just gonna bring it back up. You were featured on the Gangster Doodles release that they did, and they have like a lot of people on the track list too, and you like close it out.
Right. I'm so happy about that.
Overcast, Live,
Mhm.
Black Milk, like
Lil B,
the
crazy people.
Doodle, Hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're the final one too. And like you talked about earlier, how they like came to you like, let's do it, and you didn't even really know. This was for this project, right? Or was this for Volume 1?
Right. It was for this one. He
Yeah.
only hit me for this one.
So yeah, how does it feel kind of like being able to pull that off and then having your shit featured alongside like all these other like people?
It feels crazy. Like, it feels very like, I don't even know how to explain it. I've kind of got out of body of it, and I just look at it and be like, oh, okay. You know, like when you don't believe it, like you know, especially when you're the one who did all the stuff.
Yeah.
Get to that point, it's just like, at that point, you're just looking at it like, wow, you know, that really happened. It feels like a dream for sure. Because I've always wanted to work with Gangster Doodles, but I didn't know how it was gonna happen. I just wanted him to draw me. Like, I really, you know, like that was when 2013 or 14. I just wanted to be a Gangster Doodle drawing, but I was like, he only draws cool people, so I can't. How am I gonna do that? You know, that was like literally in 2014. I was thinking,
Damn.
and
That's
then
sick that it worked out.
yeah, definitely did. And he's really cool. He's really nice. And I would love to pick his brain about all the stuff he knows, because I bought the book of all his drawings, and it's more than just like drawings of rappers and stuff. It's really, he pays attention to the culture of hip hop in general, like the memes, everything, like anything you could think of is in that book. It's crazy, like his attention to detail. Yeah. Yeah.
Shout
He's
out
from
Gangster
Canada.
Yeah. Did that whole this whole placement happen all over the internet? Is have you ever met him in person?
Yeah, during the release I met him, and yeah, he was at the release in LA, and I met him, and he's really, really nice. He gave me some good advice, which was he told me to just reach out to people. And he's an advocate of reaching out to people, because look at all the people he reached out to. And I'm sure he got rejected sometimes. And I'm looking at all the people who said yes to him. But he was just like, yeah, just send emails and talk to anybody. Just like how you guys do. You just reach out to people, and if they want to do it, they do. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
And you know, just go for it. That's basically what he told me. And I haven't listened yet, because I'm supposed to be you know, asking Bad No Good to collaborate with me so we can actually make something. And he was like, oh yeah, just email him. I was just like, sounds interesting. This foreign thing you're telling me to do is email.
Yeah.
What's that? But yeah, I'm gonna follow his advice and just try it out and see what happens. I just don't know how to formulate a good email. I had to think about it.
Facts. Emails, they're like really important.
Yeah, they are. And I need the recipe for a really, really good one to send their manager. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I just want to DM them and be like, yo, you know how people be doing.
That shit works.
Let me think. Do it work? No, it don't work.
But Yeah, those are all the questions that I had. Do you have any? What should we expect from you in the future?
Okay, so I really want to do an art show where I would show, my art, and I would show like my music will be playing too, like a
Mhm.
listening event and art show. But I just don't know what state I would do it in. Of course, I would do Atlanta, but I want to do at least 2 or 3 states over the years, over like the span of a year. I want to do that, and I'm doing a follow-up album. I'll announce the title. I already know what the title is gonna be, but I'm doing a follow-up album of Hydrotherapy,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna do a third album and a fourth one. Just expect me to keep doing it, and you know, hopefully, I want to make some music videos. I have to get some connections for that for sure. But yeah, I want to be more visual since I'm done with my album now. So I want to get towards like the tying up like the aesthetics to it, because I can't just leave my page looking like that. My page is just like kind of blank. So I gotta fill up the little boxes.
Mhm.
And that's basically it. Just more music, and hopefully some really cool collaborations come.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And music videos. That's really what I want. Really, is music videos for sure for every
That's really
video.
exciting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no. I feel like we're catching you right after you like drop this project that's gonna like run its course over the next like, weeks/months. And
Mhm.
it's gonna be exciting to see like where that goes and then just everything you're gonna be doing.
Right. Thank you.
You got any shout outs?
Okay. Shout out to M4T with Divine Concepts. Shout out to, let me see, who was I gonna shout out? I don't know. That's all I have right now. I'm gonna shout out the homie N4T, my cousin. Go to her SoundCloud. That's the only person I'm following on SoundCloud. She made a mix called "Praying for the Ops." It's literally the best mix. Like, please listen to that mix. It's called
Yes.
"Praying for the Ops." It's crazy through and through, literally.
bet.
Like, you can, like, if you throw a party or anything, you can just throw that on. You don't have to DJ. So yeah, and that's it. Shout out to God. And that's it.
Shout out to Kyeoshin.
Yeah, shout out to
Hydrotherapy out now. Buy it on
Awesome.
Bandcamp Day.
Yeah, true.
When is the
Make
next
sure-
Bandcamp Day?
It's a good
I
question.
don't know. I just signed up today, like yesterday,
Word.
On Fridays, I think they do that, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you for
Kyeoshin.bigcartel.com and get a hydroscape.
Mhm.
exactly.
And that's
Thank you
it.
for coming on talking to us. It's a SleepWalker Radio, and
Thank
signing off.
All right, bye.